Hey, we're back for more Shakesyear, and today you're going to get to hear a line that I'm sure you've heard a bajillion times before, and you've seen in a million memes, and it's Hamlet holding a skull. But I don't have a skull, so I'm going to use a duck, because that's what I have available. So yesterday we noticed that Hamlet had come back to Denmark, and he saw a couple gravediggers digging a grave, and went over and was sort of put off by how they were treating the bones of the dead. So Hamlet goes over and starts talking to the one gravedigger, and they have a nice little, wordplay type conversation. Hamlet finds out that it's a woman that's being buried in this tomb, in this grave that they're digging, not a man, and starts asking questions like, how long is it before a body rots in a grave and stuff like that. And the gravedigger finally pulls up a skull and says, I bet you even knew who this one was. Like, this was a scoundrel. This was a terrible joker of a person. And Hamlet's like, who was it? And he's like, it was the king's old court jester, Yorick. And Hamlet says, let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and how abhorred my imagination is, my gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set a table on a roar? No one now to mock your own leering, quite chapfallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber and tell her to paint an inch thick. To this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. I prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing. And then he goes on to expound upon the nature of death and how we all just turn from this into this. But imagine that this is a skull and not a plastic duck. Anyway, we'll get to hear more on this later as now the play is very much about the contemplation of death, which is apropos as there's a plot to make Hamlet die by stabbing and poisoning and poisoning. We'll find out if they're successful. I'll see you tomorrow.